I've watched over 50 YouTube videos on how to have a body transformation, looking for motivation, guidance, tips, but I end up watching those videos for entertainment rather to my benefit. So I end up still in bed when I really should be in the gym. So if that sounds like you, this is my step-by-step guide on how to have your own body transformation. By the way, my name is AthensIV. I am an aspiring personal trainer. I've been working out since I was 13, and I give my coworkers advice on fitness and wellness every single day. Boom. All right, so now that the hype intro is out of the way, this video is gonna be, we're gonna have 10 steps, and then there's gonna be 2 golden tips at the end that are really gonna help elevate that body transformation that we're looking for. Step 1, commit. So in this step, we're going to talk about how you really need to commit to yourself this time. You've told yourself many, many times over New Year's resolutions, you told your friends, you told your family, you told yourself that this is the day, this is the time that you're gonna do it. But this time, we're actually gonna do it. And I'm gonna teach you how to build the systems that will actually get you to do the thing, but you just have to make sure that you really commit. I think a really good tip is to make your goal or make this commitment very apparent in your life. So if you wanna put a post-it note on your computer that you're on all the time, I'm gonna be consistent at the gym. Or you make it your background on your phone or your computer or whatever. Just make it very visible in your environment so you're reminded about what you are trying to achieve. And for when you are trying to stay committed, it's also really helpful to tell people your goals. You don't wanna be one of those people where it's like all bark and no bite, and you don't actually do what you say you're going to do. But at the same time, for a lot of people, if you tell people what you're trying to achieve and when you're trying to achieve it and when these things are gonna happen, you're more likely to do it because you know there's pressure on you and people looking at you and people expecting you to do the thing that you're saying you're going to do. So it might help with your consistency. Additionally, if you think it would be helpful for you to have accountability buddy or someone you just message that does the same thing that you're doing online, or like an in-person friend, or you go to the gym with that person every day, even if they don't have as much as intense goals as you are, is just going with someone and having the expectation that we're going to go can be really helpful just to get you in the door and to really lock in on that consistency. Step 2, measurements. So we've already established that you're going to commit to the thing. Like, we have decided this is the time and you're ready to learn how to actually do that. So first we're gonna get our measurements done. You're measuring your body parts, there's doing the weigh-in, there's before and after pictures, and there's a strength test. So we're gonna break that down. First, we have the body parts of your measurements. Measurements of your body parts. You're gonna just take a, hold on, I have one. A measuring tape. If you don't have one, they're really, really cheap on Amazon. Here, I'll do a little beauty, a little beauty thing. You're just taking a measuring tape and you're gonna measure different parts of your body from the beginning to the end. And I would also recommend maybe throughout at different checkpoints, like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, so you can keep track of the progress that you're making over time. The body parts I recommend that you measure are the body parts that you wanna work on, but I would honestly just do a full body measurement just so you can have that as reference, even if it's not exactly what you're looking to improve. So I would do around the shoulders, I would do chest, I would probably do biceps, and then when you're going further down, I would do your waist, and then I do the glutes, and then I do your quads and hamstrings, and then maybe your calves. Your calves are probably not gonna grow, let's be real, it never grows. I would recommend you measure in centimeters. I think it's better to be able to see that you grew 4 centimeters than 1 inch, you know what I mean? So the weigh-in, I feel like it's kind of dependent on the person and how you kind of react to the scale. Make you so uncomfortable that you can't even go to the gym, you don't want to do anything, then you probably shouldn't weigh except for like the beginning and your checkpoints on day 30, day 60, day 90, so you can get that progress over time. However, if you can, and if it's not too uncomfortable for you, I will recommend weighing yourself every single day, and then you can take weekly averages. Also be aware, your weight is going to fluctuate all throughout the week. It depends on like how much water you drank, what you ate the night before, if you've used the bathroom or not. Like, all these things are factors in your weight. That's why we want to weigh every day, so we can get that weekly average, so we can get an actual baseline on what we actually weigh with all the varying factors in there. Before and after pictures. So in before and after pictures, I would also do it at the checkpoints of, day 1, day 30, day 60, and day 90. Oh, this is only if you're doing a 90-day body transformation. Whatever your duration of your body transformation is, you just do it in different checkpoints. Like, say you're doing a 30-day transformation, I would do it at day 1, day 15, and day 30. When you're doing before and after pictures, you want to make sure that you're in the same room with the same lighting at the same time of day. So you don't have the variables of,
oh, I had a big dinner, so now I'm bloated, or I did it at my bathroom instead of my bedroom, so there's better lighting in there.
You know what I mean? So you want to make sure all the variables are as controlled as possible, so you're seeing the actual progress without the lighting or the environment skewing what you actually look like. Finally, the strength test. So the strength test is things that I feel like most people don't do at the beginning, and especially if you're weightlifting or doing something with body weight, it's really crucial to have that strength test, because when you test a certain amount of things, so say you test like push-ups, dips, pull-ups, squat, your bench, all these different things, you can test it at the beginning, and then as you go along, you can test how you're getting stronger and you can see how much more you can lift. The good thing about all of these measurements is that it's a tangible thing that you can actually see progress in. And it's really good to have these pictures and these measurements and the strength test. So when you get to the end, yes, you've seen your transformation, but it's actually quantifiable. With you seeing yourself in the mirror, it gets like kind of, you're like, okay, yeah, I see what I look like, but you see yourself every day. So if you see yourself every day in the mirror, then your transformation isn't going to be as apparent to you until you see the before and after pictures, until you see the measurements and the strength test numbers increase or decrease. Next, step 3 is goal setting. So goal setting is really good for setting your direction. However, you have to take steps after that, which is the part where most people miss, to actually do the thing that you want to do. There's like the abstract goal, then there's the quantifiable goal, and then there's us putting that goal into actual steps into our calendar. Our abstract goal is something like, I want to get stronger, I want to get leaner, I want to lose fat, I want to gain muscle. Those things are all very broad. If you were working out from day 0 to day 90, it's like, if you don't track this stuff, it's not like you didn't make the progress, but you just don't know what the progress is. So like that's less motivating and it's less rewarding at the end. After having your goal that's kind of just floating, not really quantified, then we're gonna actually start measuring things. So that's when the measurements come in. So we're gonna track where exactly you are now and try to make a good estimate on where you want to be. You wanna make it reasonable, but you also wanna make it a challenge. After we figure out what we're at now and where we want to be, then we can put the things in our calendar to actually achieve that. So say you have the goal of getting leaner. So then you decide that you need to work out 4 days a week. So then we're gonna put in the calendar what days you're going to be working out and what you're going to be doing on those days. So that means when those days come, you'll see that it's there, and it won't be, just a floating goal that you set at the beginning of the year that you forgot about. You just want to work out more. You know what I mean? It's something that's in your calendar that you have to stay accountable to and that you are reminded of constantly. All right, step 4 is your workout split. So I'm going to give the example if you're going to be weightlifting or doing some kind of strength training, and that's how I'm going to do the example. So your workout split is basically how you're dividing your workouts throughout the week, so you give your muscles time to recover in between each day. So I'm gonna give 2 examples, one being the bro split and one being push-pull leg. The bro split is a little bit more specific on each day on which muscles you're working out. A bro split might be chest day, back day, leg day, shoulder day, arm day. And like you break that up into like 5 days and you work out 5 times a week, and those are the things that you do each day. And so that gives all of those separate muscle groups plenty of time to recover. So then the next time you work them out, you are not too tired to actually perform the workout correctly. And then there's another way to do it, which I prefer, push-pull leg, but I actually do my leg workout first. So I'll do like leg push-pull just because I really like leg day, so I like it to be the first thing I do in the week. Push-pull leg is generally when you do, on a push day, you'll do chest, shoulders, and triceps. On pull day, you'll do back and biceps. And on leg day, you'll do quads, hamstrings, calves, and glutes. When you're first starting out, you want to make sure you take into account what level of fitness you are at. So if you're a beginner, you probably don't want a 6-day split. You're probably going to be way too sore in order to actually do those workouts well. So maybe start out with something smaller, like a 3-day split or a 4-day split, and then slowly increase based on your comfortability. And the last thing I want to mention is progressive overload. This is when you slowly increase the weight, or you slow down the reps, or you do something that makes the workout harder for you over time. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, eventually the stimulus that's going to your muscles is not going to... There's a truck. So the stimulus is going to be lessened in your muscle. You want to make it continuously challenging over time, making your form really perfect, increasing the weight by 5 or 10 pounds or whatever the increments you want to do it. Just make it a little bit harder every single time. Or even if you're going for a run, run 1 more minute, run 5 more minutes, run a little bit harder intensity. Whatever you think is going to make it a little bit harder, you should do that progressively over time so you can actually get that stimulus that you're looking for to achieve the goals you want. Step 5 is diet. So diet could be an own video, and it could be multiple multiple videos. Like there is so much that's within nutrition. Number one is the simple thing of calories in, calories out. So calories in is the amount of calories that you eat, minus calories out is the kind of activity or the amount of activity that you do. And then whatever is on the end of that equation is either in a surplus of calories or a deficit of calories. And when you're in a calorie surplus, you're going to gain weight. When you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. Like this is over time. Like you would be like, say, for example, in the 300 calorie surplus or deficit over time, it takes consistency. The way you calculate your maintenance calories is you can literally look up and Google maintenance calories calculator, and then you will type in all the information that they ask you for. They'll probably ask for your age and your weight and your height and how active you are. And after that, it'll tell you what your maintenance calories is. And then it'll tell you how much you should increase your calories depending on how aggressive you want to go, gaining weight or losing weight. Step 6, document your journey. And when you're doing your weigh-ins and your before and afters and your strength tests, all this stuff, like documenting your journey can be like very much just like writing that down, just keeping track of it. You can go even farther as to like actually record yourself doing a few workouts, or, you know, record yourself talking about how this is a certain rough day or whatever. And I feel like those kind of things will actually help you, because when you look back on your transformation, you can see, oh yeah, like that day, like I was really struggling to get the calories in, but I still ate it, or I really didn't want to work out, but I did it anyway, or I wasn't feeling my workout the day, I didn't do it, and that didn't lead to a very good pass, so I don't want to do that again. You know what I mean? Like all these things are just reflective tools that you can use to help you later on. So I was just really recommend documenting your journey from the very basics requirement. Definitely doc your weight and your measurements and your strength tests and all that stuff. But additionally, it would be really cool if you tracked like, you know, your workouts or what you ate that day or something like that, just so you can look back on it. Step 7 is to check in with yourself. It's just really putting the emphasis on how I've been saying throughout the entire thing. Day 1, day 30, day 60, day 90, wherever your increments are, whatever transformation time period is, you have to check in with yourself. And not only check in with yourself for those measurements and those tangible things, you also want to check in for where you are and how you're doing. Are you feeling pretty motivated? Are you feeling not pretty motivated? Do you need to kick in the discipline? Are you feeling yourself fading? Like you really should just keep reflecting on how you're feeling and where your head is at, so then you can make adjustments that way. Your day 30, you've been doing your workouts and you're like, I think I can do more. If you don't check in with yourself, then you won't have that reflection, so you won't make the gains that you could have made. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or if you realize that it's too much and you want to dial back, that's totally fine too, because staying consistent with what you think is sustainable for you is way better than not doing anything at all. You just check in with yourself, not only with those measurements, but with yourself mentally and physically. Step 8 is final measurements and results. So on step 8, you are going to finally compare day 1's measurements to day 90's measurements, so you can actually see how much you've grown over time. This is going to be really exciting, and it's going to be really fun to really see how far you made it. And even if it's not, like, even if you didn't quite get the results that you're looking for, it'll be really helpful for you to see like what went wrong or what went right and how you can do better next time. So it's really, really valuable to get those results and measurements, especially cool to do that strength test at the end where it's like 1 pull-up on day 1, but I really wanted to hit 5 and I got 5 and then I got 6, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, like the documenting your journey. Like if you were to record that and like see how you pushed yourself and see how you struggled on day 1 to do that first pull-up, but now you can do 6 pull-ups.
Like that's crazy.
That final day of checking those results is always really, really amazing. And of course, you also want to do not only those measurements, not only your strength test, but you want to do that weigh-in, and you also want to do your before and afters. All right, so here are the 2 golden tips that I told you are really going to help make that body transformation seem even better than it already would have been. So it comes in 2 steps. Step 9 being shred week, and step 10, the photo shoot. This is strictly for the photo shoot. It's not for like general health. Like, not that it's necessarily unhealthy, but it's not sustainable over time. It's for a week for a reason. So shred week is when you start to have less and less carbs and more water. The day before the photo shoot, you will have a bunch of carbs. You're gonna carb load, you're gonna have a bunch of carbs, but you're gonna have very minimal water. And then on the final day, you're also gonna have very minimal water, a reasonable amount of carbs. You don't want to, like, you know, get bloated and then you're like all bloated for your photo shoot, but you're gonna have a reasonable kind of carbs so you can fill out your muscles, get a little pump with a little light workout or something like that. And then you're gonna take that photo shoot with some good lighting, you know, your iPhone or really good camera or whatever. You're gonna really romanticize the process of where you are now and how good you look. When you do that, it really is just like, wow, we're at the end. Like, I get to show what I've done. Like, it's just like a really overwhelming, rewarding experience to be able to really see how far you've come and have the confidence to even do that kind of thing at the end. And if you don't want to do a full photo shoot or you don't have access to that kind of thing, you can totally just do that shred week before your before and after pictures, or you don't have to. These are the optional things, but I truly think that they will help increase your satisfaction with your body transformation, with being able to not only see that before and after picture that was taken in your bathroom or your gym or whatever, but to see some pictures in a nice environment with a nice camera or just, you know, an iPhone or whatever. Pictures to, you know, look back on, like, or to, you know, send, or to make your new profile picture or something like that, you know what I mean? Or post on Instagram, anything like that. All right, and that was 10 steps on how to get you to have your own body transformation. Hope this video really gives you that guidance, some tangible steps that you can actually take so you can actually do your thing, instead of just watching someone go through their body transformation from this point to this point as they documented their journey. Now you can actually do it yourself. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Tell me what your goals are, what you want to do, how many times you've tried to have a body transformation, haven't been successful, and this is the time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, that was good. That was good. Feel good.